I'm Judi Vitale from readthestars.com, and in this video I'd like to talk about what it is to have Mars in Aries. Mars went into Aries just after midnight on April 2nd, and that's today that I'm speaking to you. I don't know if you've noticed it yet, but I certainly have. It is an energy that is like the first push of spring. Everybody wants to get up and do something. I had a lot of trouble going to sleep, and I had a little trouble getting up, and then was like this thing, like, just get out of bed. Just forget about it, just get out of bed and start going. So that's what I did. And I feel a little bit aggravated, and I feel like I probably need to move around a lot more. I went for an extra long walk this morning, and now I feel a little bit better. So that's my message to you. A, be conscious of this energy. Mars in Aries is serious stuff, okay? It's something that is not to be just say, oh, well, Mars is in Aries, big deal. Okay, you're going to feel this. And it's the kind of thing that you might have been putting up with somebody's behavior for a very long time. Oh, I don't know, a slow driver or somebody who's always late when you go to pick them up to go out or something of that nature. And then all of a sudden, you're just going to blow up. This isn't always unhealthy, okay? It doesn't always mean that it's a problem or that you have some kind of problem. But, you know, you do become conscious of it and ask yourself before you have a confrontation, is the confrontation going to be a fruitful one? And is it going to benefit both people involved? Is it going to make any difference? Having confrontations for just the sake of it are what people who are not conscious of this energy are going to do. So if someone picks on you today, ask yourself, is it worth my fighting back? For specific instructions about the areas of life that are going to be affected by Mars in Aries, please go to readthestars.com and read your daily horoscope for April 2nd, 2011, and that will give you some more information. As for some other things that you might want to do, you need to do, I love Cesar Millan. I have a dog. I'm a dog lover, and I love him, and I love the way that he manages dogs. But it's also something that I notice about him and his technique is that it isn't exactly that far removed of how we have to manage ourselves. So in the article that I have up on the site, I have a picture of Caesar, and just under there it describes how Mars in Aries, or our Mars in general, the Mars in our own being, is like our animal instinct. And so it needs the things that Caesar talks about: exercise, discipline, and affection. Okay, so you need to have exercise when Mars is in Aries. I think everybody does. You need to do something physical, and it's a good time of year for it. I know that the weather has not been very cooperative in many parts of the world, but, you know, around here it's freezing cold, but it's spring. I'm starting to get the allergies already, so I can feel it. Okay, and then the next thing is discipline, and that's the thing about when you want to say something or you want to do something, you just want to tell somebody off. Just say, well, is that going to do me any good? Discipline is teaching. Discipline is teaching yourself not to react, but to take action. And that's the next portion of it, is to be affectionate toward yourself and toward other people. You know, just say, okay, you don't feel well, you feel a little bit aggravated, go take a long walk, do some extra crunches this morning, lift some weights. But when you do these things, please be slow and deliberate, because Mars in Aries can also translate into accident proneness if you do not become conscious of the energy. So that's the whole trick to it, is to be conscious of it and watch what happens. Now, in terms of world events, Mars is a trigger. And by that I mean when Mars moves to certain planets or places in the zodiac where it can set off other energies that are already there, they will be set off. Mars is going to approach Uranus very soon. We have a couple of explosive events going on in the world. So when they are triggered, we have to try to keep our heads about ourselves and ask ourselves that question again. What can I do about this situation? If you can do something to be helpful in a situation, it's great. But if you're just going to scream and yell and throw your hands up in the air a lot, that's probably not going to help. So again, in these world situations where the whole world is suffering, we can help most by reaching out to one another and showing one another care, affection, and love. So that's my recommendation. I think that we're going to see some things escalate and some things come to a head. There's a great deal of concern about the nuclear catastrophe in Fukushima, of course. There's also a lot of concern about what's going on in the Middle East, and I'm starting to develop some theories about it. And I think that one of the things that we're going to see is that these uprisings that are happening, although they seem humanitarian in nature, are actually being provoked by governments that are not involved with the countries directly. They're surrogates, or it's what you call a proxy war, when you have two entities that are fighting and they use other people to do the fighting for them. It's very sad. And I'm starting to see a picture emerge that's looking rather ugly, and I will comment on it when I get there. So if anyone has any questions or comments about Mars in Aries, or the fact that we have a new moon tomorrow in Aries, that Uranus is in Aries, and Jupiter is in Aries, and Neptune is about to go into Pisces, just let me know and keep watching the site, because I'll keep giving you information. And hope it's information that you can use and helps you live a happy, productive life, and for you to fulfill your mission and your goals.